Good morning. Today, an important sensational case of Tamil Nadu. One ex-MLA Balan was abducted and ransom was demanded and he was forced to execute a sale deed. On refusal, he was done to death. Thereafter, what had happened? That gang, by obtaining a fake doctor certificate from some doctor who issued a certificate by wrong particulars of the deceased person, and then they have done away with the disposed of body. Thereafter, investigation was commenced here. Madam Sasikala name was also introduced in the judgment. But finally, what had happened? Case was convicted by both the lower courts, and the Supreme Court had an occasion to deal with this case. This is Soma Sundaramale Somawalas, State Representative Deputy Commissioner of Police. Section 364, 302, 106 Evidence Act, then 34, 149, 109 were discussed, 120 by we also discussed, and particularly the evidentiary value of 161 statement as well 164 statement, and the difference between kidnapping and abducting. The word kidnapping was used in the judgments, but the Supreme Court has said that the word must be not kidnapping, it's only abduction. Kidnapping pertaining to the minors. Then 140, 114, 113 of the evidence accomplished statement. The 364 and 365 differences were discussed. So I will take you about all those things I have already narrated. At paragraph 3, the A2 was made to speak in the voice of an AIDMK leader Sasikala to A3. That was the verdict. Then a simile factory was used to confine the person who was abducted. Then charges were framed. How charges were framed? With those who are intent to and preparing for a district judge's examination as well as other aspiring posts must read paragraph 5, wherein how charges were specifically framed. That is available at paragraph 5 of the judgment. And then very long lengthy judgment. See, they say 164 statement not is evidence in court. The statement was treated as substantive evidence, as would be evident from the following among the other observations made by the learned trial court. In making the above similar comments, the trial court ignored the fundamental rule of criminal jurisprudence that a statement of a witness recorded under section 164 cannot be used as substantive evidence, can be used only for the purpose of contradicting or corroborating it. So then Ziauddin Baharuddin Bukhari case was discussed about section 3, how to, while recording the statement speeches as document. Section 3 of the Evidence Act, the admissibility would be dependent on the following conditions being fulfilled. The voice of the person alleged to be speaking must be duly identified by the maker of the record or by others who knows it. Accuracy of what was actually recorded had to be proved by the maker of the record and satisfactory evidence. Then the subject matter recorded had to be shown to the relevant according to the rules relevancy found in the Evidence Act. This is what they said. Then the accomplished evidence. They have discussed about the value of accomplished evidence under section 133 at paragraph 59 of the judgment, and go through that. Then the difference between accomplice and approver. Accomplice is initially attempt to pray for approver, but if the court declined it, his statements may be treated as accomplished statement. So approver must be under section 306 CRPC and 308 CRPC is the regulating procedure. Then 164 CRPC I have already stated, that has been discussed in that paragraph 68. And George and other versus State of Kerala, AR 1998 SC 1376 was discussed. Then 157 of Evidence Act, that statement recorded can be relied upon the purpose of corroborating statement made by the witness in the criminal court or to the contradict the same. That was their verdict. Then again, very lengthy judgment. Then finally, they say A14 was acquitted because there was no recovery, and finally they have the criminal appeal filed by the state were allowed to be withdrawn, and appeals 2009 was allowed. Criminal appeals are dismissed as withdrawn. Rest of the criminal appeals are dismissed. All the appeals finally attained. So I would like to discuss with there is difference between confinement and demanding ransom, confining and accepting ransom. All these things is a section varies. Therefore, at the time of framing charge, the ingredients should be filled up and apt section should be there for framing charges. So that is the duty of the magistrate. But it is our duty to help the court as to how charges are being framed. And if it's not properly framed, you can raise an objection in the appeal court. If the charges are framed for punishment of lesser sentence, and the court cannot convict him for the offences punishable with a higher punishment than the charges framed. So that is most important. So in the given case, the facts were categorically discussed at various levels so as to reach a irresistible conclusion that prosecution has proved the case beyond all reasonable doubt. In the given case, it is a case based upon the circumstantial evidence. At the time of conduction of a criminal trial, the first duty of the public prosecutor is that he has to open the prosecution narrating precisely what had happened and how the offences were committed and how he is going to prove this case, whether by adducing circumstantial evidence or adducing direct evidences. This should be there. Here in the given case, the entire case is based on circumstantial evidence. Several witnesses had clearly spoken that the MLA was kidnapped, abducted, and somebody was patrolling the van in which the MLA was abducted by showing the way to reach the Versimili factory, which is belonging to one of the accused. And there was again and again communication about that the refusal of the ex-MLA Balan not to execute this. This is what had happened, like cinema being screened by imaginary facts, but practically this had happened in Tamil Nadu, and an innocent MLA done to death by this politician gang who are already having amassed heavy wealth, but still wanted to grab the property of others and resulting in criminal activities. Only with the courage that they had majority MLAs to rule this country. It's very unfortunate. Best wishes.